time for more James Blunt, the storyteller and the guy who has us either sobbing or singing along to songs that cut deep and are so relatable. How does he keep doing it? Shout out today goes to Fanny, and I'm going to check out James Blunt and the song Dark Thought. Car door shut. I love these little sound effects.
I drove up the hill just to say goodbye, but all I found was a for sale sign. Put my hand on the gate and there's tears in my eyes, and all that's been left since the minute you died are the chandeliers and the trees, ceramic beads, but now they're just covered in leaves. My hands are shaking as I type in the code. The gate doesn't open, just a voice that says no. But I know inside there's a piece of your soul that the pain ain't over and everything else will be sold. And the piano that played on its own is not playing no more.
I like the rasp he's bringing here.
I wish that you had called somebody, and if I wasn't there, I'm sorry. Strong. I wish you would call me and told me that something was wrong. So goodbye to my best friend ever. I can't believe you're gone forever.
Oh man.
I came up to find you today, 'cause I finally found all the words that I needed to say. But a dark thought got there first. They buried your ashes in a Prozac pill, and all the vultures came to chew on your will. I hate that you're gone and the questions you leave, and it's sad that your daughter's not talking to me. Well, I can't draw a heart, so I drew you a star on the Hollywood Boulevard.
Wow.
I wish that you had called somebody, and if I wasn't there, I'm sorry. Maybe believe you were strong. I wish you would call me and told me that something was wrong. So goodbye to my best friend ever. I can't believe you're gone. I finally found all the words that I needed to say. But a dark thought got there first. Dark thought did its worst. That's what really hurts. Dark thought got there first. I drove up the hill just to say goodbye, but all I found was a for sale sign. Put my hand on the gate and there's tears in my eyes, and all that's been left since the minute you died are the chandeliers and the trees, ceramic beads, but now they're just covered in leaves.
Say what you will about James Blunt. I know some people love, some people hate his voice. This guy is an incredible storyteller. And I like that he is bringing some diversity here, even with the way that he's using his voice, where we got the high notes and the thinner sounds in songs like You're Beautiful to Hear Now, cadence flow in his singing, almost that spoken word singing, to the lower notes, the rasp, some of that grit, even in the verse and in the chorus. And while it's cool to see those sides of his voice and him using his voice in different ways and the extent of his voice, it also is fitting to the thematics. This is a heavy song. This is a rough song, so it fits to have a rough voice. I love the sound effects in the beginning, closing the door, the gravel under the feet, him breathing in between, very much like he's taking us on this journey with us. A very painful song. I think the lyrics are very self-explanatory. Lost his best friend to what seems to be suicide. Someone who most likely was struggling with depression or maybe some type of addiction, and the dark thought was there first, where he feels like he wished he could have been there for his friend. And he touches on various thematics here that I find interesting, painting this beautiful picture of the things that were special to this person, that were unique to this person, from the ceramic bees and the chandeliers in the trees, maybe someone who was very artistic or whimsical, whatever the case. It paints a picture of someone's home. All of you, I can imagine, have things that are precious to you that if I were to come to your house, would tell a story of who you are, what you like, what you're into. And he's painting a picture here of things that once belonged to someone, that once were part of someone's identity, and they're now covered in leaves. And this contrast between ceramic bees, between chandeliers and leaves, to me is a beautiful, such good songwriting, but it's this beautiful picture being painted of inanimate objects, things that we value, that are special to us, that define us, that make us think of a friend, right? What your friend may be into or have as decor in their house, in contrast with nature and leaves that symbolize the fall of something, the fall of someone you love, the fall that comes in everyone's life, either through tragedy like this or, at best, one day for all of us, death. No one's making it out alive, and we all will get to that fall or the winter of our lives. And so this contrast between nature and a person's identity and the things that make us think of them is beautiful and painful. The honesty of saying, my hands are shaking, right, tears streaming down my face, and you're gone. The gate doesn't open, just a voice that says no, which is crazy. I think also here double entendre on painting a literal picture of trying to get in the house, right? But also when you try to get through to someone who's struggling with a mental disorder, with depression, with anxiety. But also the voice in us that says no, because we don't want it to be reality. When we go through grief, we want to argue with death. We want to negotiate, and we don't want this to be true. Tell me this is not true. Tell me this is all just a dream. Various ways we can take that lyric. I know inside there's a piece of your soul that they're painting over. Powerful, this longing, it conveys what I believe is a longing in all of us when we lose someone, to still hold on to part of them, or in hopes that part of them is still around. And also the pain, though, of how now there's a for sale sign and now the house is being painted over. And I think that that's fitting, because when someone dies, those who love them, they grieve and their world crashes, but the rest of the world keeps moving. The rest of the world keeps going. The world keeps turning. People keep coming, and now someone wants to buy the house and now it's being painted over. The rest of the world keeps going, as if you can just cover up what was there before. But for those who are left behind, that was someone's brother, someone's best friend, someone's lover. This was a person. This one's someone's home. These walls tell a story. And those who paint over them, or those who now buy the house and live in it, may never know. And that's that weird dichotomy in life of how it's all connected. And yet we just go about life, sometimes just living our own life, not realizing how much pain there is in the people that lived in our home before us, or in the person next door. If I wasn't there, I'm sorry if I wasn't there. You made me believe you were strong. When I first heard that lyric, I thought, did they, though? Were there signs? Did the person really make the other believe they were strong, or were we too preoccupied to see the signs? But then the problem is that a lot of times people who are really hurting do have a hard time to really reach out. Some do, and there's the signs and the cry for help. But a lot of times, and I've been guilty of this in my darkest times, it's the hardest for me to reach out for help. And I may make people think that I've got it together behind my smile. So there's this duality I see here as well, both of those who are left behind, who may have to ask themselves, hey, if I wasn't there for you, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? But also the honest conversation of saying, hey, you didn't ask for help. Like, I had no idea. It takes both, right? It's not about fault here, about who shoulda, woulda, coulda. This person's gone. And this is an honest song that really talks about that grief and that pain, trying to come to terms with it. And even the pain that follows. They buried your ashes in a Prozac pill. That was powerful, that alliteration of the Prozac pill, but also using Prozac, using the idea of burying ashes as if, I can't believe this, right? This was a person and now their ashes are just buried. It feels like someone's entire existence and essence is compressed or diminished to a little pill, as if that's all that's left of you. And it's this battle, this that makes you want to go, this can't be, this was a person, this was my best friend. And they're being belittled and diminished now to this tiny size, this tiny piece. But also I feel like this could be a double entendre, because Prozac is prescribed as an antidepressant, implying the friend that ended his life was struggling with depression. And saying your ashes were, put into a Prozac pill, I wonder if this is also discussing the dilemma that sometimes when this happens, people want to blame it or narrow it down to, oh, this person was just depressed. Maybe this is also this kind of play on words to point out that people will diminish you to that. And that's all that will be left of people's memories. Well, this ended this way because this person was depressed, or they were just this, or they were just that. And we sometimes for our own peace of mind, or because we want control or labels help us feel some type of sense of relief, right? Box it in somehow and push it aside. Sometimes I think the dilemma is we forget these were real people, and it was complicated and it was complex, and they were in relationship with people. And this is not something you can just narrow down to, well, they had depression, right? It's not just, you can't just put it and fit it into a little pill. It's sad that your daughters are not talking to me, okay? We're talking more complex turmoil now beyond grieving the loss of a friend. Now, other relational dynamics. I can't draw a heart, so I drew you a star on the Hollywood board walk. That's powerful and beautiful. I can't draw you a heart. I drew you a star instead. I'm trying something to remember you. Goodbye to my best friend ever. Man, good Lord. James Blunt, such good songwriting, so painful. Who does this make you think of? Who would you like to remember? Maybe leave their name in the comments. Talk to me how this makes you feel, and subscribe to experience more music with me. I'll see you on the next ride. Ayo.